Yo, what's up? My name is Ty Mizzle. You watch my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm back doing a review of Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 2. Alright, let's jump right into it. The title is Bad at Being Good. I said, oh, okay, alright. Alright, so we get Scott and Lindsay. You know, the next day or the day of, Lindsay's getting released. So, Scott is preparing her bag worth of $25,000 worth of stuff. I don't know why she need all of that. She going to halfway house. Yeah, apparently she's supposed to go to halfway house for a couple of months or something, whatever, how many days. And he packed her bag. And on the way of packing the bag and going to get her, he is meeting with the mom and the daughter. Actually, it's her grandma, but she called her the mom because her mom raised her. And her daughter, Miley Grace. And I said, oh, alright. That's a nice name, Miley Grace. And then her mother, Brenda. And they met and he talked to them a little bit. And, you know, they got a good relationship with him. Because he's been taking care of them while Lindsay was in jail. Now, the producers asked Scott, do you think that Lindsay is scamming you? And he said no, because I don't think she would scare me by inviting me to her family house for Thanksgiving if I was some type of guy that she couldn't trust. Obviously, she trusts me, so she invited me to her family house for Thanksgiving. I said, okay. All right. They talked about marriage. Lindsay said she can't wait to get out. She can't wait to see her daughter. She can't wait to see Scott. She think this going to be a long-lasting thing and everything. We know she's in jail for drugs. She was in jail for selling drugs, crystal meth, specifically. And she was in school. She got a degree and everything, but apparently she had another dark side, and she realized that she was making a lot of money by selling the crystal meth. So she said, "Why I need to go to school and get the education when I could just make all this money and I make it like $2,000 like a day on a weekend?" I said, "Oh, okay, good." Scott talked about how he lost somebody in his family and it was a tragic loss and everything. So he said he can't lose another loss. So I guess he got a good heart. But at the same time, I forgot to mention last week, he moved to New York, to Mississippi, to a house, decorating everything. And he had never really met her like that. So I was like, whew. And it's sad that it's been like 4 years because her daughter is like 10 years old. And she basically missed like half of her life, half a decade of her daughter's life being in jail. So it's like, wow. So she misses her daughter and everything, and we'll see how that goes. And he supposed to meet her at a plane, and after the plane, I guess they were supposed to like meet with the mother and daughter, and after that they will take them to the halfway house. So that was that. It wasn't much about Scott and Lindsay. Next is Christiana and John. You know, Christiana and John. Christiana is released in jail. Based on all the couples, mostly is going to get released right now. So it's continuing the story. So releasing in jail. And you know, John has this thing that he parked the truck that he had built when it was supposed to be like a chapel. And also like a side little sex thing. And then they're going to host a halfway house. Because she's supposed to go to halfway house for like 2 months or something. So he wants to marry her and get it in real quick, and they don't have much time because they're supposed to have 40 minutes to do all that in between her getting released, doing the wedding, doing the conjugal sexual thing, and then take it to the halfway house and be on the road in 40 minutes. He got to do all that, so it's rushing. I said, boy, you doing a lot. He's doing a lot. And he mentioned that Christiana had never said she's in love with him. She always said she loves him, but not in love with him because she don't know how he is, and they have never been born as intimates. They haven't never be intimate like that. So she can't be in love with him until she find that intimacy with him. So I said, oh, okay. But yeah, he did a lot. He took the truck to the park, and he had this little drapings on the freaking side of the doors. He said he didn't want the police to stop him if he getting it on. And he got the thing, and he got a limo driver. Yes, he got a limo to pick her up at the police station. At the prison. I said, limo? You going all out? So I was like, wow. Go get a limo. So he got to the limo, waiting. And she came out. She came out and she was like, "Oh my gosh, a limo and everything." And she's 35 and she just sound like harsh, like she had a hard life. Like she's like, she went to the prison because she was doing the cocaine, meth, and crack. I said, "Gosh, that's a triple bad combination. You was going through all of that." I said, "Why is these white people doing all this meth? What the hell is the meth? Is a common thing right here? It's like the first lady in jail for meth, second lady in jail for possession and doing all this little drugs, and she also had meth, not only meth, crack, and cocaine. Oh my gosh." So they are happy and everything and chilling out. She's happy she's out. She was making a better life and everything. Right before, because she was like, and then she was excited for the limo. The limo driver took her box, and then before she was about to go inside the limo, he took her hand and he said, "There's a lot going on and stuff," and he got on one knee and popped the question. But the episode ended right there, so we don't know her answer is because he was always nervous about the possibility that she could say no, which I think that's also true. I was like, wow, you don't know if she's gonna say yes, you don't know if she's gonna say no. You put all this eggs in one basket, hoping that she will say yes. So you go on all this plan, getting married with her, having sex, and then to the halfway house. All right, okay. So if she said no, how you gonna take that? Then you gotta call the people and say, "Oh, she said no, take it away." Also, I said, mm-hmm. All right, so that was that. Next, Maurice and Jessica. You know, Maurice and Jessica, remember that Jessica's sister cut her off after she realized that she was dating a person in jail, and because saying like he's a bad influence for her daughter. And I was like, wow, after all that, whatever it is, but I would never cut my sister off for some bull crap like that. You don't have to interact with him like that. Family function, you have to be around. It's like that. You can still be tolerant with your sister and not be around him like that if you don't feel comfortable around him. But to cut your sister off completely for 5 or something years, that is ridiculous. So, but she did marry. She married Maurice when she was in jail. It's like 4 years, 4.5 years they've been together. But 2 years they haven't really seen each other, and she couldn't really have conjugal with him unless they're married. So she did mention that he was talking to another female right before Maurice asked Jessica to marry him. So she just worried that maybe he was using her just to have sex and marry her just to have sex and everything. And he's not really too serious about with me. Now she's supposed to go pick him up. So she said he's getting out at 7 o'clock. So maybe he probably be out 7:45. So she know normally she go with her sweats, t-shirt and stuff like that, because there wasn't that much touching on into. We had conjugal visits, but it was here and there. But she mostly wearing sweats. But this time she said she want to give him all of this. She want to give him the breasts nice and perky, the nice little dress and everything. And she was getting dolled up for her husband. She drove down there, and she got there at 7 o'clock. Then 7:45 came. Then 7:52. Then 8:25. Then 8:50. Then 9 something. I said, what? I think it was like a little bit after, close to 11 o'clock before he even got out. And she was standing outside waiting and waiting. When I said it wouldn't be me, I would sit right in that car until I saw him pull out that freaking van. Then I would get outside. I said, I'm not staying out here. And she was pacing back and forth. Said her heart was beating out her chest. All that stuff. I said, Jessica, girl. And she also mentioned that was a crip. I said, oh, okay. Bad enough your family don't really know about this guy. The fact you married him in prison. He's in jail. He's been in jail for a long time. And now you're going to tell her he was a gang member? I said, oh, girl. And they had 2 different lifestyles. So I was like, what attracted her to him? Maybe because his body, he looked good and all that stuff. That's what she probably did that. And she said the sex was good. So I said, of course the sex was good. He backed up and all that stuff. You will have something. And that's the first thing he want to do. You know, he get out. They want to have sex. So she's happy. She's seeing them. They were kissing and all that stuff. And he happy to be with her. Be out, because she said Jessica has been the girl that has been standing alive for me throughout the whole time. She didn't turn her back on me. She was riding and dying for me. I said, yeah, that's how you got the loyalty. That's what it is. So they drove off, and they're gonna go to the room and they're gonna have their little sexual encounter. So that's that. This episode wasn't that much, y'all. So it was like that's why I'm really breezing through this review. Chevelle and Quaylon, or Quaylon, however you want to say his name, because she keep calling him Quaylon, but he keeps saying his name is Quaylon. All right, so Chevelle, right? Chevelle is a single mother, and she really has luck with relationships, because she said that every relationship she has is turned out bad and it's not good, and she can't. So what make Quaylon so different than all the rest of the guys she messed with is because she said that he sent her daughter a birthday card. And I was like, what? A birthday card? A birthday card got you to realize that Quaylon is the one? Really? I said, girl, don't be that easy. Because he said, anybody can send the daughter a birthday card. If he remembered the date of her birthday, he would send her a birthday card, happy birthday. So what made you think that Quaylon is the one because he sent your daughter a birthday card? Girl, don't be that desperate and needy. That's some desperation right there. I was like, girl, that's what it took? It took a birthday card to get you to be all head over heels for Quaylon. Alright, Chevelle. It's been 2.5 years. She said she haven't seen him for a while, so she knows she's excited. Her mom came to get her grandchild, her daughter, which is, what her daughter's name? I forgot her daughter's name, but she going, and then I guess her daughter called and know about Quaylon and see like a father figure because her real father's not around like that. So that's the only person she really knows, and she knows that her mother's going picking up Quaylon. And the mom was like, "Listen, it's a lot going on. It's different. You don't know how he's going to be. He's going to come out for a long time because he was in jail since he was 17 years old. He's 29 now. So he have a lot of years. He's been 12 years in prison. 12 years in prison. So it's a long time for he been even know what's going on. Not knowing to be a family man, to be a father, to be a working man. He spent most of his teenage and most of his young adulthood in jail. So it's a lot going on, and to put that responsibility on him being a family man, that's gonna be too much. So it's not gonna be that same. I don't think she think it's head over heels gonna be this perfect fairy tale thing, and it's not. I don't think it's gonna be Chevelle. So apparently Chevelle supposed to pick up Quaylon's mother. Well, her name is Qualandria. I said, okay, well, Chevelle, Quaylon, Qualandria. What kind of names we getting all this season? Qualandria. I was like, okay. And they both names Q's. Qualandria, Quaylon. Alright. So Chevelle gonna pick up the mama, and it's like this is the first time seeing her. It's gonna be wow. Compare him now. Quaylon told his mom that he was going to Texas with his mom. Now he got a girl, and he's supposed to be going to Kansas City with his girl and the daughter. Now Quaylon didn't tell the mother that he was supposed to be. I guess he agreed to stay with Chevelle, and I guess he didn't tell Chevelle. Or he lied and told Chevelle that he told his mother. He lied and told Chevelle that he told his mother that he was going to stay with Chevelle, which he didn't even tell his mother that. So now Qualandria, which is the mother, and Chevelle don't know who is telling the truth. Is Quaylon's playing dumb or not like that. Now Qualandria was like, listen, I will take my son and we will walk right out of there, and he going with me. She don't want him back in Kansas City because they was living in Kansas City. And I guess the Qualandria Quaylon's mother realized that he could go back to his old ways, and she don't want that. So the reason why she moved to Houston, Texas, because it's to get him away from that area, so he got a better life and all that stuff. And it's been so long time, because she said it's been like 3-something years that she haven't seen her son. The last time she seen her son, but it's been a long time he's been in prison. So it's like most of his life she didn't have. So she wants to raise her son and be able with her son at this time. And the fact he never told her that he agreed to go with Kansas City, and she just want that bad habit. So she worried about him getting that bad area, so getting a bad environment and get away from that. So get him back to Texas, and that's what it is. So they're going back and forth, back and forth. Now we don't know who was telling the truth. And is Calandriel's right? Is Chevelle's right? At the end of the day, they both was told something different for Quaylon. So when they go pick up Quaylon, Quaylon got some answers explaining. He got some explaining to do. Okay? Alright. And lastly is Sean and Destiny. Okay, you know what? This Sean guy is very delusional. I can't. Destiny seems like she is the type of person who is scamming him. She got the game and she just using him for his money. He spent thousands and thousands of dollars of this lady and he never met her. Never haven't met her. But yet he ready to marry this chick. He is ready to have her moved in with him. All that stuff. But never met that chick. So remember, he went last week to a Bears Barsman. He paid the $5,000, which is non-refundable, so her release date is the next day, which is tomorrow. And basically, he will lose out that $50,000 if she don't show up to court and everything. Whatever it is that she has supposed to do, if she don't do none of that stuff, he will lose that 50 cheese. And she's like, yeah, I know, it's like that, but if I ain't go through what I went through and I'm being here, you would have never met me. And I said, girl, that's not a badge of honor. But it is what it is. She said, you wouldn't have met me, so I'm going to be that bitch of a person and all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. She said, I'm happy, I love you, and stuff, I love you too. Now, he's meeting up with Kelly, which is his mother of his children. And he got 6 kids with her. And never married her. They've been together for 20-something years, 22 years, had 6 kids with her, and never married this chick. But yeah, he never met this lady in prison, but he ready to marry her and had moved in the house. Where do you do that? Where do you do that? And I said, somebody tell him in the comments. It was like, listen, a man will have kids and all that stuff with women and never marry her and get another chick, and then all of a sudden that's the wife, that's the person, that's his wife, right? And usually it's like a younger chick. So they met up. He was shopping with his daughter Gracie and his mother, his kid's mother, Kelly. And he was telling Kelly about this chick, and she said, what? All that stuff. And she thought she knew about the lady, but she was like, she knew that he was dating somebody in prison or stuff, but she didn't even think it was that serious. She thought it was like just a little somebody to talk to, kill the time. She didn't think that he was going to do about marriage. She didn't think about it. So she said, listen, this be a catfish. She said, how much money you spending? He said he's spending a few thousand. She said, a few thousand? That could be something for your kids, but you spending a few thousand now. He did mention that Destiny had to see Kelly before he would her to see his kids, which is true. I will do the same thing. I was like, yes, you got to meet the mother of the children because she got to be comfortable of her being around her kids. And then especially that she was in jail for drugs. It's like, what would that be? That would not make any sense for her to be around his kids. And she was like, wow, you never married me and everything and all that stuff. He said, well, it's all like that. She said, what? Because I have your children. I was good enough to have your children, but I was never good enough to marry you. And I've been with you for 22 years. And then this chick you never met, you ready to marry her? I feel the type of way too. I would be, if I was Kelly, I would feel bothered about that too. Because I would say, wow, I was good enough for one thing, but I was never good enough to be your wife. Okay. All right. And he said, well, you talk to your daughter. Now, she said, you talk to your daughter. Don't put me in the middle. You talk to your daughter. And this might be the last time you see your daughter because I don't think that's what it is. So she sat in the car and waited for her daughter to come out. He told Gracie, and then Gracie was like, oh my gosh, really? I don't know. She was so nervous. She was so scared. She wanted to be happy, but at the same time, it's like she could probably be using you and all that stuff. Kelly said it could be a man. You don't even know. You doing all this for what? And when Kelly said, "Oh, she using you for money," he said, "Oh no, she's not. No, she's not. She's not using me for the and it's like you gotta stop judging her. You always judge. You want to prejudge her. You don't." I would say, "What the hell you get all sensitive for? You never met the chick. How you know she's not using you?" Okay, all right, whatever. His daughter Gracie started crying, tearing up, and everything. We all know it's a continuation of that story. So hopefully, it is what it is. I guess next week he's supposed to see Destiny because she was like she didn't want him to see her. She gained weight. It's like this and that. I said, okay, Destiny. All right, we'll see for next week. But that was life, not life. That was Love at the Lockup, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode. What y'all think about the couples so far? I mean, it is more couples to be revealed because it's. I think three or four. I think three more couples need to be revealed in this episode, in this season. So we have a lot more to cover. So please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel, and I'll talk to y'all next week. All right, peace.